This is Rachel from Everything Nativity, and I got this beautiful box today in the mail. I am so excited about it. I've already taken off the labels and started to open it a little bit. But this one is the Avon Classic Nativity. I've owned this set a couple of times before, and it comes with about 22 pieces that were made all through the 80s, with the earliest one I think in 1982, and then again a few pieces were made in the 90s. And it comes with two different types of staples. This is the most common one. It's just 3 pieces and they just snap together, and I'll show that to you. But there's also a display one that's really pretty. They come with instructions, and this is very simple to do. And you just take these 3 pieces of wood, and I won't do it here on the video, but you just put them together and they make this cute little, very simple nativity. And this is where your flying angel can go on top and can hang from there. And if you have the other stand, she has to do something else, but this is more accommodating for this particular piece. This and the Gabriel are 2 of the most expensive pieces in this particular collection. This is probably the Holy Family. It is. So the Holy Family, you can find these all day long at eBay for about 20 bucks with some shipping. And they are 3 pieces. Usually when people bought Nativity and they were starting, this was considered the starter set. And so lots of people have this one. If you open it up, they always come tucked in their nice little styrofoam. And this particular one, this is what it looks like. Avon Nativity Collectibles. This one was one of the earliest ones, made in 1981. And so all 3 pieces, Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. Baby Jesus is just so sweet and pretty. I love this set because it's so simple and just classic and can just go with anything. Now, one thing you have to watch for on these sets is that this rod can be yellowed and the tip can be broken off, and the same for Gabriel's horn. And I think there's one other piece in this collection that can be yellowed. Everything else will usually get cleaned up pretty well. But this is the Holy Family. And then we'll pull out the standing angel. This is one of the valuable pieces. The angels, I guess, were made a little bit later and not as many people had them. And they also are more delicate with the wings. So they tend to be a little bit more pricey on eBay. If you buy this in the summertime, you can maybe get it for $30 plus shipping. And she's absolutely beautiful. But if you buy her in December or January, it's going to be a lot more expensive. I've seen these run like $50, $60 plus shipping. And this is called the Standing Angel. She was made in 1987, so just a later piece when people were adding to their collection each year. When we look at the flying angel, she'll have a little hook on the back. But I just think there's a lot of detail. She has a very, very pretty face. Her stance. So that's just a beautiful piece to have in your collection, if you can find it. This is one of my all-time favorites, and I don't mind having several packages of these sheep and just setting them out, more than one, because I absolutely love sheep. And I hear it from the grapevine that we're about to get some sheep at our house, so I'm super excited about that. And this, I think, was one of the earliest, 1982, 1983. And you can get these for, around $8 plus shipping. But it's 2 sheep together, and just, again, a lot of detail, just very simple and very pretty and cute. And I absolutely love this piece as well. It's like Christmas. Here's one of the wise men. You can get the wise men as a set. Sometimes dealers will break these up and they'll just sell the 3 together. So you have 2 standing ones, one with a taller turban, and then one with this, he has more like a lower turban, you'll see it in a minute, and then a kneeling wise man. And these have a lot of detail as well. All of these pieces are made in China. This is one of the earlier ones. And he's holding a cute little gift and has a robe with a lot of detail. And a rounded turban. Balthazar. And again, there's 3 of the wise men representing the 3 gifts that were brought to Jesus at Christmas time. And these are fairly safe to get in the mail. I have bought probably 9 sets and maybe 12 additional individual pieces just like this. And I have never had one arrive broken. Very few of them are wrapped in newspaper. Most of them just come with these nice styrofoam inserts, and that protects them really well in shipping. So you do not have to be afraid to buy this online. And like I said, I probably had 20 different sellers send these to me on eBay and Mercari and other places, and I've never had one arrive broken or damaged. This is the other wise man, Magi, Casper, and his name's a lot easier to pronounce. Let's see how he has the taller turban. And just so much detail. His little gift. It's a 2-piece. He's got the reverent hand to his chest. A little detail here with the ropes and the robes. And again, just so super simple. And this piece was also an earlier one, 1982. And you'll know these because it will always have this on the bottom. So you'll always know this, and you can add to your collection, even if you aren't sure, if you're at a flea market or yard sale or Goodwill and you just happen to see one piece and you're not sure, just turn it over and you'll know right away whether it goes to your collection. The smaller Magi looks like this one, but this isn't him. This is called the Innkeeper. Let's see if I can find the smaller Magi. It's gotta be in here somewhere. It's probably him. And here's the smaller Magi. His name is Melchior. He's kneeling, so he comes in a smaller sized box. Again, protected by the styrofoam. A lot of times when you see these on eBay, the sellers will indicate that the flap is broken or the box is damaged or has shelf wear or whatnot. But usually this is about the extent of it. And then some sellers will just sell your fingers in it. We'll just sell them with this box right here, and they won't do the whole. They'll go ahead and throw out these blue boxes because they'll have been water damaged or whatever, and then these will have protected the pieces, so they'll sell them just like this. So this is the third Magi and his cute little box gift, and he has taken off his crown, so he's bareheaded. Also one of the earlier pieces from 1982. And just so much detail you can see right in here. And they just make such a nice set with the 3 of them together. So another piece that's very similar to the kneeling wise men is this Innkeeper. And this one tends to be a slightly more expensive piece, running anywhere from, I'd say, I don't know, $14 to $22 on eBay at any given time. And you want to watch for this little point not to be broken off. That would be one of the common ones because that's a delicate part. This is a 1988 piece, so it's significantly newer. And so I think that the newer they are, the less common they were. I think people started losing interest in building their sets, or they just weren't able to continue. And so some of the newer ones are the ones that are harder to find. But this is the Innkeeper with his oil lamp, just kneeling in adoration of the baby Jesus, but still doing his duty to be the innkeeper and keep the lights on. This is one of the most coveted pieces in this entire set. This is called the Flying Angel. And lots of people will sell this one broken or repaired on eBay. So you always have to read the fine print. If you see this one for anything less than $45 plus shipping, it is probably broken. And that is because she is super delicate, which you can see. So sometimes her thumbs are broken, her fingers, the wings are just connected with a very little amount of porcelain right there. So they're often repaired, and her feet can break off. So she just has so many things that can happen. And then she should always have a little hook so that she can be hung up on top of the staple, like I showed you earlier. So this is her. And she just hooks right on up there. And then she was made in 1985. But again, I've never gotten a broken one, unless they had said it was part of a set and they'd said it already was broken. They're always just very well protected in their boxes. And this is a piece that's really hard to come by in December and January, so you want to look for it in the summertime and get this piece as part of your collection. A lot of people will go ahead and sell off the Flying Angel, the Standing Angel, and Gabriel, and then they'll sell their set. So you always want to look to make sure this is part of your set, because then that will make your set more valuable and more complete. And if you have something like this to add to it, if the shepherd is missing, he is fairly easy to come by, and usually just for a really good price. You do want to watch, he's one of the ones that has a staff that's a slightly different material, well, completely different material. The material on the staff is porcelain, is plastic, and the rest is porcelain. So sometimes this can be yellowed, and then this will come loose, and they'll glue it right in here, and there'll be like yellow residue all over that. So you want to watch for that. But this is just a middle of the road piece as far as this collection is concerned. Fairly common, easy to come by. 1983, he was one of the earlier ones. But just one more shepherd. There's a little tiny boy shepherd with a lamb attached to him, and then there's a standing shepherd with he's like a teenager boy with a lamb around his neck. And this is the middle of the road. The little shepherd is usually inexpensive, and the shipping is usually, just standard first class. But the boy with lamb, as the one around his neck is called, that one's usually a little bit more expensive, and people will often put it on eBay as being rare. And I've seen it sold for like up to $70 plus shipping, depending on when it was sold. Now the camel, I think this is just a great piece. He's huge in comparison to the rest of the pieces. But again, just tons and tons of detail, and just so much simpler because he's just white and can go with any decor. These look beautiful against a greenery background. They look great on red. They look great on black. The only thing you don't want to have is a neutral background, because you want to have some kind of contrasting color. This is 1984, and he's all decked out. They only sell one camel, so you can't get a standing camel with this collection as you can with some of the Lennox nativities and other ones. It's just not available. They never made it. So as far as I know, if anyone knows of a standing camel, I would love to hear about it. So when they say camel for the Avon Nativity collectibles, they mean this guy, and that's the only one there is. And then the cow. As far as the animals go, the cow is, I don't know why, but he seems to be a little bit more harder to come by. Not that terribly hard to come by, but he's so cute. This is 1987. Maybe that's why, because he's one of the later pieces. And just so much detail. You can see his spine and his haunches and his tail and all the folds in his skin and the wrinkles in his neck. The artist did a really great job on this piece. It looks very realistic and serene, and it really looks good with this set. To the bottom. This is the little boy shepherd, and they call him the shepherd boy. So there's boy with sheep, There's Shepherd and there's Shepherd Boy. I think that one was called Shepherd. Yeah, it's called the Shepherd, the adult one. And this one's just a sweet little piece. Just a little boy holding his lamb, looking on adoringly to the scene. Probably not fully aware of what's going on. But I think this one, yeah, it's a 1983. And I see this one quite frequently. But you need to make sure when you're ordering your shepherds that you know the difference between the three so you don't end up with duplicates. And so that you can fully round out your set. I think this is going to be the last one. This is the camel. And see all the white on the edges? This is very typical. If you find a pristine box with the Avon Nativity collectibles, you're doing great, but after you've put them in storage and whatnot, they're not going to be pristine. What's pristine usually is the insides here. I rarely have gotten one of these that was yellowed or dirty or had smoke damage or anything like that. And this is a donkey, 1984. And he's very tiny compared to the cow, in my opinion. They just seem a lot smaller. But just a lot of detail on him as well. And that right there, if that's the end, let's see if there's anything left. Yeah, that's it. That's the Avon Nativity collectibles. And I'll show you some other pieces later. There's probably about 6 or 7 more pieces we have. Gabriel, there's the praying children. You need to go higher. And there is, now there's several pieces. I can't think of them right now. My camera person is distracting. But thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video.